Kabui, and I'm a food activist, an urban farmer, and I'm an anthropologist. To really become progressive and proactive in finding creative ways in adding food to the collection or to the museum space. A museum space should, any museum space that's serious about being a museum, should have a major food component as a permanent part. Because every time you have an exhibition, we have to say, oh, where did these food bits come from? What is the food component from? It's like every time you want to buy something, you have to know, okay, what is the cost? You ask, what is the cost? You selling that jewelry, how much is it? You know you're going to pay. You go to buy something knowing you will pay, right? You talk about a museum, you bring any museum, any piece in the museum, you should already know, I'm going to ask, what is the food component? It should be like that standard. That should be the standard of the future. Okay, we're bringing a mummy. What do the people of the mummies eat? What can we learn from them? Because, I mean, if we can learn about food from what benefit else can we say? I mean, that's the one thing that we can learn in anything. What is the food? Anything happened, there was food around it, right? And that's the one thing that is so universal toward every group. And that's a conversation that most people can understand. People say, oh, this is a conversation. Laughter is a universal language. Food is a universal language. If I'm hungry and you put food here, I'll eat it. Who won't eat it? And it got to be the first universal language. Even probably people could eat. Even before, evolution, before we could talk, we ate. Right? So even before we could laugh, we ate. Even as soon as you come out of your mother's womb, the one thing you do is suck on milk. So I don't know. I simply cannot accept, and I don't understand why food is so far removed, right? Or why I even have to make a case for food, or anybody need to make a case for why food should be an integral part of the museum space. So it's one and the same. It's art. Art is art. And it's one art you can taste, you can feel, and you can smell, which is food, yeah, right? And in many cultures, artists, you look at artists, art is not just aesthetic to what pleases the eye. Art is what allows you, like love, or romance. It's something that makes you feel, it causes you to feel something else beyond just fulfilling your the caloric needs, You share. For example, there are certain meats, as I said, there are certain foods you only share with certain people. So there are very cultural implications to food. So food is very complex. It's just like a poem, or a riddle. Food is a riddle in some aspects. It's a poem in other aspects. Is romance in another aspect. It's almost like a romance, man. When you look at the amount of focus people put on food, love. I love food, right?